because I did get this early expansion. So going back over here, he does have his units all balled up, but he has a sizable force. He should really be moving out, and that's what it looks like he's about to do. And just following this right here. He looks like he's trying to sneak around me, really, but I really don't know why. He has a pretty good size force. It's just not well composized without composized. Is that even a word? Without the zealots, and really good force fields. It kept me back, but it didn't block. He should have done it when most of my units had moved down and split my forces, and anybody on this low hill would have just been a free kill for him. So they were good force fields, just poorly timed. But after I saw that, I knew I was going against somebody who at least had an idea of what was going on. I saw the Void Rays in there, and the Void Rays are really easily countered by the Stalkers. So I definitely have a composition to counter it. I just don't have the probe count at this point. My income is it's starting to catch back up. It's actually spiking above him because my workers are evenly spread out. Taking a look at what he's got going on, he's evenly saturated also, really. I don't know. Never mind. Now I know why. He has a few more in gas. I have a few more on minerals, so that's what's going on. He's still got his 5 warp gates going on, and it looks like he's making a hard transition into Void Rays, which can be really good, especially if you look at this part of my base. It's completely naked. I have nothing to sense this, the ghost area here, as I like to call it. So he can just set up a lot of his units right here, and if he had realized it, he could have easily snuck in a warp prism and definitely destroyed me from the inside out. So that's a blunder on my part, and I'm glad I noticed it now, because that's one thing I really haven't done too often on Metalopolis. He did destroy my proxy pylon, so I reset it up over here, and I'm planning on expanding there. And looks like he's taking his 3rd expansion as well, and he's already warping in some pylons, so he'll be able to reinforce this rather easily in the event that I do spot it and try to take it out. So everything is really pointing towards him to have a really swift victory. My army composition is not really the best, so taking a look at it, I just really don't have enough zealots, as I said, but I do have Colossi, and Colossi are what's going to really keep me in the game. Because of that extra range, they can just stand back and watch this. All of my units will just move up, and they'll just stay in the back, and they're still shooting while everybody's chasing. So these guys would all take the blunt force, and my Colossi would just be chilling in the back. Although he does have the Void Rays, and the Void Rays are really a hard counter to, well, any air unit is a hard counter to Colossi. So Phoenixes may have been a better choice to take them out, but Void Rays are definitely better here in the later game. And he's getting his charge up on, and he's definitely doing some really good harass here. Now the gateway goes down, so I know I have to react, and this is something that does actually hurt me. I did make my wall off very nicely, but it hurts me in the later game, and my units have to funnel in here, so I cannot react as quickly. And if he had timed it better, he could have done a 2-pronged attack with his ground army and taken out this expansion rather easily. And you'll notice I'm taking up my 3rd expansion now, and his 3rd expansion's already up, but hasn't quite saturated it yet. And I really don't know where the fuck these units are going. Oh, they're all chasing down the Void Rays, retards. And that's bad news, because my Colossi are in that group, and one of them goes down. Thank you, poor management on my part. So another blunder there that I need to realize. I really should have possibly put a ton of my excuse me. I should have put most of my robotics units on a different hotkey and kept them towards the back, similar to what you would do if you had like High Templar or something. You would keep them in the back and make them less immune to hits. He's got a few idle workers here, and definitely need to move these over to one of his 2 expansions. His expansion's still nicely saturated, and he has a really good ball here. And taking a look at the army tab, we're still relatively even. He's been ahead pretty much this entire game, but hasn't taken it by the chokehold, and really it's just because the Colossi are dominating him. He has High Templar on the field. He already has Psionic Storm released, upgraded and researched, so he has the better composition at this point. My Colossi just they're just lucky enough to keep me in the game, and I believe the Immortals help quite a bit too, just because the Stalkers get destroyed. And he's coming in here doing a little more harass, charges up, and I don't think he took anything out really. I think he just hit some shields, so that was a really good spot to react. And just these Void Rays are gonna do a little bit of work, but once again, the story is he's not reacting here. He takes out my Robotics Bay, which is bad news because that's no more Colossi for me, but at this point I had pretty much tech transitioned out of them, and these should definitely be shooting this. What are you doing, Chris? What are you doing? Twilight Council here because I wanted to get Blink just to make sure that nothing was going to go wrong. If I did have to, I could backdoor my way into anything, and you'll notice I got DTs on the field, so these DTs, like I told you early on in the game, the reason why I got the Forge is because I'm afraid of DTs. DTs they're incredible. I mean, watch this pylon just die. That's ridiculous. That's I think I have 6 DTs right there. Look at that damage, 50. They're obviously insanely squishy, but all you need is a detector to take them out. But just look at them go to work. This entire expansion is gonna fall insanely fast. He can't even react to it. There's really nothing he can do. He doesn't have a Robotics Bay down, I don't believe, anywhere, and so there's no detectors, there's no Forge anywhere. So all he needed was a Forge and he would have been good, but story of the game is pretty much going to be Dark Templar taking the game for me. So this expansion shut down, and it's still got a really good amount of minerals. He's actually launching an attack over here on my main base, and I'm just going to let him take it. There's nothing here for me anyways. There was just a little bit of gas, but oh well. You can have my free probes, I don't really care. And the only thing he might do is really supply block me, but I think most of my units were in a bad way. They were dying fast enough because he did send in a lot of his units over here. But story of the game, still these DTs just doing work. Nothing going on. He's finally thrown down the Forge, but it's a little too late. Even though he does have more than enough money to go ahead and throw down some cannons and take him out, and he's pretty much forced to call GG. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a kind of choppy, and I kind of missed some stuff going on, but hopefully it was still enjoyable. Hopefully that gave you a sense of what's going on in this game, and hopefully you guys will pick it up if you haven't already. So hope you guys enjoyed this. My name's What the Flux. Peace.